To the US government, around 60,000 children have crossed the border in the last months. Many of them have been arrested and are being deported. These new ways of child migration crossing the Mexican border have increased the pressure on local teachers, who now have more immigrant students in their classrooms. From Houston, Texas, Mike Miller brings us the story.
Each year, the number of migrant children entering the public school system in the U.S. has steadily climbed, but this year has been much different. Nearly 50,000 unaccompanied children from Central America have crossed into southern states like Texas in search of families that had to leave them behind in pursuit of a better life. Public schools in big cities such as Houston are used to seeing increasing numbers of new students, but this year has brought on a number of new challenges for educators. And it's not just about speaking a new language. It's also about understanding the psychological trauma these children experienced in their native countries. Marie Moreno is a principal at a Houston middle school which caters to immigrant children.
Getting here was hard, and the type of living that they had in their country was also very difficult. We had kids who were trying to run away from the gangs. The stories that you hear of rapes that happened, and falling off of trains and seeing people getting their legs severed from the train is not something that you and I maybe see very often.
It's those types of traumatic situations that has the educational community on alert as they prepare for obstacles they may face during the teaching process.
Right now, I mean, any child in the school system has high needs to, from the emotional to the educational to the intellectual to the psychological, any child, even children who are born here and grow up in this setting. So take that and amplify it exponentially for migrant children who may be coming through trauma, who could be coming through any number of dangerous situations or high need situations. So obviously teachers are sensitive to that.
The monetary cost can be much higher as well. Most of these children enter the U.S. public school system speaking no English, and the cost to teach them, according to some estimates, can be as much as 30% more than children who speak English. Immigration reform has also been a hot topic over the last few years, and President Barack Obama promised earlier this year that he would tackle the issue by summer's end. That changed with the influx of migrant children. Now Obama's controversial decision regarding the fate of millions of illegal immigrants will come after the midterm elections in November.
We have to put the politics aside to make sure that these kids have a fair shot. They don't have politics, they're children.
Educators like Marie Moreno ignore the political issues and concentrate on the well-being of the children. Her primary goal is to make sure these children are able to adapt to their new surroundings and no longer worry about the fearful lives they left behind. Mike Miller for Telesur, Houston.